Hey, what's up, y'all? So, sorry, we're gonna get back to this book, Ink and Grow Rich. I know it's still me. Maybe I should take my hat off. But I don't know. Yeah, I'm still myself, but still old man hairline. But I'm only 31. I'm not that old. But I'm a middle-aged man, I'd say. Not middle-aged because I want to feel I'm a young man because I want to live at least to 80. You know what I'm saying? At least 90. But yeah, just a little hit. But this is the people that wrote the book. I'll read this at the end. I'll try to remember. But it's C.W. Allen, Diane, Kennedy, Garrett, Sutton, Cheri, Hill. Of course, white people. But yeah, what page are we on? We are on section 2, chapter 2. Dollars in your pockets from corporate tax savings. So most of my books that are upcoming are going to be some parenting books, more financial books, and at the bottom I have a novel. So I'm probably going to get to the novel for like 2 weeks probably. So I'll try to get to it as possible, but you know, it's just some books to get out the way, keep me motivated, keep me remembering how money is supposed to be spent and used, and how to create a safe protection around my net worth, my wealth. So that's what's reading these books is pretty much all about. And yeah, my truck is charging my portable battery, so I have my car on. I don't want to remember that the battery's on so much. But since yeah, this book is basically trying to teach you, someone who has a small business or any type of business, to protect your money, how to, it's what's most preferred and what the rich are doing and how they protect their wealth. And someone who has a regular job, someone who maybe have a trade, like I said, a small business, somebody, you know, who's able to earn. The foundation, this book is for people who are able to earn. And me, my willingness to help you guys and read these things for you and read books to learn, to share is my way of trying to earn, you know. So I do ask for donations, because why would I ask for anything else? I wouldn't ask for a paycheck. I don't work hourly. That's not me. I don't work hourly. That's not the way. Like, I'm not doing that, you know what I'm saying? So my whole thing is deflecting negative thoughts, deflecting doubts, deflecting me talking negative about myself. Just trying to appreciate what I have right now, appreciate my assets and what I'm holding on to right now. That's pretty much my thing, you know. So this is me trying to earn, you know. So just stay positive. Don't focus on the negative. Even when people try to throw subliminal messages at you, you know what I'm saying? Don't let that discourage you from sharing. People only know things about you from what you share. And share it, not expecting nothing from it. Just that it's going to reach those who want to be motivated as well. So we're on chapter 2, section 2, chapter 2, page 29. You could rent this book from the library. Just if you rent it from the one I'm at, just I'm reading it. But dollars in your pockets from corporate tax savings. Chapter 2. Your corporate tax advantage, the golden tax secrets, So these are like points, what's coming up in this chapter. Your corporate tax advantage, the golden tax secrets, tax advantage of incorporating your home-based business. Okay. Tax advantage of incorporating your home-based business. And case studies. And here we're going to begin with the case study. We were on case study 2. You are to write this case study. Write the first part of it now. Just get out your tax returns for the past 3 years. Write down how much you paid in taxes, all your federal taxes, self-employment taxes, and state income taxes. Do this for your personal income as well as your business income. Then read this chapter, study the case studies, and write what you could have paid as an individual and as a corporation? How much would you have saved if you utilized multiple corporations? The facts and figures tell. Key points. Compare taxes as a sole proprietor to those of a corporation. Choose the structure best for you. Compare taxes as a sole proprietor and a corporation. Choose the structure best for you. Apply the golden tax secrets to your business. Why a corporation helps you save taxes. Let's look at the tax advantages of the corporation. The difference between how much or how little you pay in taxes is determined by when you pay your taxes as an individual or as a corporation and what your tax rate is. Your tax base and tax rate make a big difference to your savings. Individual, your income, your tax base. Tax at 28%, that's average. Expenditure and savings. Expenditure and savings. What you spend. So there's a box that says individual. Your income gets taxed at 28%. And then you have to, what you're able to spend and what you're able to save. As a corporation, you have your income, you could spend, and then you get taxed. And you're taxed at 50%. Under $50,000 net income, you're taxed at 15%. Under $50,000 net income. I wonder if you have a bunch of corporations and as long as you stay under the 50,000. And then after tax, you have your savings. But usually, if your assets are connected to your income, look at section 119 of the Internal Revenue Code. Okay, what did I say? Look at section 119 of the IRS, the Internal Revenue Code. Look at section 119 of the Internal Revenue Code. Not 1 in 1,000 Americans realizes the fortune that could be saved. You can deduct the obvious items, but you can also deduct much more, such as home repair under certain conditions, home insurance under certain conditions, some or all meals, clothes under certain conditions, your heat, phone, and other utilities under certain conditions. You can also deduct many other expenses, including health insurance, travel expenses, retirement plans, dependent care plans, auto insurance, college funds. Your home is your financial command post. You can live a much richer life when you make your home your financial command post. There are literally hundreds of ways you can save on taxes by incorporating your home-based business. The write-offs are many and substantial. By turning your home into a business corporation, you can completely reverse the old way of looking at it. You can stop viewing your house as an endless money pit and start seeing it as your financial command post, the center of your wealth-making dreams. How do you do this? You need to understand the tax codes. Looking at the tax code books, understanding their content might seem overwhelming. After all, they weigh 18 pounds and contain over 13 million words on some 12,000 pages. However, after extensive research, I have found a few tax codes hidden within all those pages that I can tell the golden tax, or that I call the golden tax secrets. The next few pages are dedicated to giving you a clear understanding of a few of these secrets. Secrets, doesn't it sound like, oh shit, you're gonna get something good, like you're gonna get something good that you gotta remember. All right, the corporate tax advantage. So the corporate tax advantage, owning a corporation, this is your tax advantage. Internal Revenue Code number 79. Golden tax secret. 1. Group term life insurance. You can receive up to $50,000 in coverage, and the premium is not included in your gross income, and it is 100% deductible to your corporation. Amount, $50,000. Your money, None of it. Group term life insurance. You can receive up to $50,000 in coverage, and the premium is not included in your gross income. 74. So it's like they're just like giving you money to even just have a corporation. They're giving you life insurance just for having a corporation. 74, Internal Revenue Code number 74. Number 2, achievement and awards for safety and longevity. These awards have to be in writing and can be up to $1,600 each. In a family corporation, both the husband and wife can receive these awards annually. The wife might receive the longevity award because she has been with the company since its inception. The husband might receive the safety award because he maintains a safe work environment. These awards are tax-free deductions for the company. That's annually. Achievement and awards for safety and longevity. Doesn't that sound silly? Internal Revenue Code. The Internal Revenue. Internal Revenue. The achievement and awards for safety and longevity. That's the Internal Revenue Code number 4. Number 74. A corporate tax advantage. Achievement and awards for safety and longevity. These awards have to be in writing. It can be up to $1,600 each. These awards have to be in writing. It can be up to, in a family corporation, both the husband and wife can receive these awards annually. So you're pretty much paying yourself, though. That's what it's saying. Because it says these awards have to be in writing. It can be up to $1,600 each. Meaning, like, if you were a boss of a company and you're paying your employee, or doesn't that seem like that's how it would be? Because the way it's wrote, these words have to be in writing, can be up to $1,600 each. I'm assuming that, someone's going to give you that $1,600, but I think the corporation is supposedly paying you as a part of the corporation. In a family corporation, both the husband and wife can receive these awards annually. The wife might receive the longevity award. So it's like, okay, as a corporation, we paid him because he's been here a long time, or we paid that person because they've been safe. But then we get that back through taxes, but you're really just paying yourself. Both the husband and wife can receive these awards annually. The wife might receive the longevity award because she's been with the company since it started. The husband might receive the safety award because he maintains a safe work environment. These awards are tax-free deductions for your family or for the company. Internal Revenue Code number 105. Number 3, health insurance. If you already have a health insurance program, the corporation can reimburse you for any expenses paid. No limit. Health insurance. If you already have a health insurance program, the corporation can reimburse you for any expenses paid. Internal Revenue number 106. Internal Revenue Code 106, number 4. So when I say Internal Revenue Code, I'll say, right now we're on 105. So we're on the Internal Revenue Code number 105. That's the code. So if you have the book, you would go to that section. But I think the writer, has another box like this. So this is the corporate tax advantage. And I think he just said which ones are possibly the best ones. He started up here. See, this is the first one, but this is the code number, you know what I mean? So now we're on 105, Internal Revenue Code. And this is just the third of the corporate tax advantage. This is the third example. I wouldn't even say example. I'd say that's the third golden tax secret. So when I'm saying Internal Revenue Code number 106, and then I'll say number 4, it's not like that number 4 is his list. But if you had the book, it would just be the 106. Internal Revenue Code number 106. Okay, so we're on number 105, IRC number 105. Well, and he's gonna get in within this Internal Revenue Code number 105 lies his third golden tax secret. So health insurance. If you already have a health insurance program, the corporation can reimburse you for any expenses paid. Meaning you'll get that. Meaning I think you'll get that money back. You don't have to pay no taxes on it. Health insurance. If you already have health insurance program, the corporation can reimburse you for any expenses paid. Internal Revenue Code number 106, insured medical plans. Your corporation can pay 100% of your medical plan. The amount is not included in your gross pay. 100%. 106.4, insured medical plans. Your corporation can pay 100% of your medical plan. The amount is not included in your gross pay. Internal Revenue Code 125, Cafeteria Plan. Your corporation can provide a cafeteria plan which may include a combination of the above sections. What does that mean? So we're on Internal Revenue Code number 125, number 5, Cafeteria Plan. Your corporation can provide a cafeteria plan which may include a combination of the above sections. I don't know what he's talking about. Which may include a combination of the above sections. This does not affect your gross income. Cafeteria sounds like food, right? Does it just sound like food? Your corporation can provide a cafeteria plan, which may include a combination of the above sections. I don't know. Not sure what he's saying. Hopefully he dives into that. IRC number 129, the 6th golden tax secret, dependent care. Your corporation can provide you up to $5,000 a year for dependent care, and it is not considered part of your gross income. I feel like when he says it's not considered part of your gross income, they're not going to tax you on it. 127 IRC code number 127, the 7th golden tax secret, educational assistance. Your allotment is up to $5,250, not part of your gross income, includes graduate level courses as of 2002. Your allotment is up to, so if you pay that, you're not going to get taxed on it? You'll get it back in return? I'm not sure what he's saying. Dependent care. Your corporation can provide a cafeteria, okay, educational assistance. Your allotment. So what I'm saying is, like, if I pay for school, I'm gonna get it back, or my tax is gonna be less on it. Because I feel like they still gonna tax me. If I go and buy something, I'm like, I own a corporation, so you're not supposed to be taxing me that. I think at the end of the year, I think you get a deduction from it, so you're not gonna owe a lot of stuff back. So we're on IRC Internal Revenue Code number 162, number 8 of our golden tax secrets. Seminar expenses. This includes business and lodging for business-related seminars, not included as a part of your income. These costs are 100% deductible to the corporation. Seminar expenses, huh? This includes business, and I heard some of those seminars, like the rich people go to, where they teach you how to be more rich. Sometimes they're at nice resorts and shit. Why not go to a nice resort, have a free breakfast, go hear fucking Daniel Robbins, or what's his name? Some of these Robbins and Goggins motivators. Okay, then we have Internal Revenue Code number 132E, golden tax secret number 9. De minimis fringes. That's what that one's called. De-minimis. De minimis fringes. De minimis fringes. This includes any property or service the value of which is so small that accounting is unreasonable, such as coffee, de minimis fringes, like the littlest fringes, the littlest expenses, the littlest things you pay for. This includes any property or service the value of which is so small that accounting is unreasonable, such as coffee, company barbecues at the office, and other miscellaneous expenses. Frequency must be considered according to code. Frequency must be considered according to the code. Or like how frequent frequency must be considered according to the code. Do you do it too much? Like don't get caught doing it too much. Internal Revenue Code number 217, Golden Tax Secret 10. Moving expenses. All reasonable moving expenses except meals can be paid for are not included in your gross pay. Moving expenses, like just moving somewhere. All reasonable moving expenses except meals. Also, like, the boxes, the tape that you buy, the gas it took to get from here to there, the travel, and then you got what is it called? Like cardboard boxes, the rental truck, or who you had to pay to help you move, maybe except the food. All that's 100%. And the minimus fringes, the amount for that is open. Then it says right here, open. It says amount, and then that's for like the little small spending shit. But then you got this one that's the moving expenses, 100%. Though you can deduct that 100% of it. It's all about finding the joy in saving money. It's like the couponers and like the coupon people, they should be really good at this shit. But they're just wasting their time couponing, you feel me? But so Internal Revenue Code number 132HS. I don't know what the fuck HS. It's part of the book. If you got the book, you would understand. 11th Golden Tax Secret. Physical fitness. You can have a physical fitness facility on your premises, totally paid for by the corporation. Oh shit. So you can have a physical fitness, you can have like a gym at your pad, and everything you bought with it, you could get tax write-off for that shit. And not only tax write-off, I wonder if you could kind of make it seem as if there's like well, that'd be kind of fraud, right? Trying to because I don't know. Let's say you had a gym membership, wouldn't you have to get a tax deduction for what you paid monthly? I guess, if you had your own shit at home, then you would just get a tax deduction from the equipment that you bought. Because after that, everything's kind of free, you would say, Or it's just at your spot. But what about the electricity and shit like that? That you use in that specific area where you go. That's why you got to get a good accountant. You got to get a good tax person. You really do. Internal Revenue Code number, you have to treat them right, 179. Number 12, the 12th tax secret. Depreciation. You can deduct or depreciate $24,000 of your office equipment in a single year. You can deduct or depreciate $24,000 of your office equipment in a single year. Automobiles are not included in this. They need to be placed on a 5-year depreciation plan. Automobiles are not included in this. They need to be placed on a 5-year depreciation plan. Yeah, because it's like over time. It's not an annual thing. You can deduct or depreciate $24,000 of your office equipment in a single year. This is all corporate golden tax secrets. These are corporate tax advantages, having a corporation. So Internal Revenue Code number 179, depreciation. You can deduct or depreciate $24,000 of your office equipment in a single year. Depreciation. So something that's depreciating, that's losing value, you can deduct or depreciate. I'm not sure how that works. That amount is $24,000. So depreciation. But you can deduct or depreciate. So you're gonna say, okay, but that's only if you've bought a lot, right? I'm assuming you would have to, but that's like, would that be based off the value of your equipment? Or can I just say, oh yeah, you would have to show some sort of receipts, right? Some sort of like, or is it like the shit that the loss of value with the equipment that you've bought the year prior and how it's lost appreciation throughout 1 year? Or see, I'm not sure. You need some specifics on that. Internal Revenue Code number 243, number 13 on the golden tax secret. Dividends. If your corporation is receiving dividends from another corporation, such as stocks, mutual funds, etc., you can eliminate 75% to 100% of the gain. You're only taxed on 20%. If your company receives $1,000 in capital gains, $800 is forgiven. See, so then okay, oh wow. Dividends. How do you get the 100% of the gain? You're only taxed on 20%. If your company receives $1,000 in capital gains, they only take 200. So the amount is you keep 80, they get 20. It's an 80-20. That's just on what you make. Dividends. That's almost like the best one, right? That's like, okay, that's like the best reason to have a corporation, pretty much, just because of the dividends. Internal Revenue Code number 2501, 14, stock freezing. Stock freezing. And that doesn't have no amount. And I'm not sure why. And then that's number 14. We have two more. So the 15th golden tax secret, Internal Revenue Code number 331, intercorporate transfers of assets. Intercorporate transfers of assets. Yeah, I was reading something he said earlier in this book about how you're freely able to like move money and not be taxed on it. So intercorporate transfers of assets, like your assets. And then the last one, number 16, the 16th golden tax secret, Internal Revenue Code number 221, production of income. So that just sounds like that's production of income, bringing in income. Other corporate tax advantages include split dollar life insurance. Split dollar life insurance. Other corporate tax advantages include split dollar life insurance, key person life insurance, non-qualified profit sharing, non-qualified deferred compensation, qualified retirement, defined benefit plan, buy-sell agreement, and 210 others. Note, you and your in the above chart refer to the officers. Okay, note, you and your in the above chart refer to the officers, directors, and key employees of the corporation. Note. Okay, so he's saying note, whenever it says you and your in the above chart, it refers to the officers, directors, and key employees of the corporation. Yeah, because I could be all those. I could be my corporation. I could be them all. I could be the officer, the director, the employee. But it doesn't apply to the owner, because I own it. It doesn't apply to me in that manner. But there's a chart over here. It doesn't apply to me or the stockholders, or the board of directors. That doesn't apply to us. But it does apply to officers, because I'm just the earner. I'm person who owns the corporation has started it, you know. And then so a corporation can have stockholders, you know. I have stockholders, you know. I'm separate from the corporation, but I'm the owner of the corporation, separate from me. I'm not a sole proprietor. I'm not everything's in my hands and nobody else can get a piece of it. You know, so I don't go down entirely if it goes down, you know, because I might have other corporations with other value in it. And so, also, or as well, yeah, so what you do, you know, I elect stockholders. You know, the corporation governs the board of directors. You know, the board of directors, we all talk about ways to resolve and to come to resolutions and how we're going to run the corporation. And the board of directors appoints officers, you know, and then officers appoint employees. The board of directors creates, you know, resolutions and ideas for the company. And then with those resolutions, we put those into action. And the employees the officers find the employees to help us put, you know, this corporation and this way of making money to action, you know. And there's obviously the product and the service, you know. And then there's the benefits and the profits, you know. A corporation. Okay, so you can have a physical fitness facility on your premises, totally paid for by so see, when they say you in the above chart refers to the officers, the board of directors, and key employees of the corporation. Okay, so let's examine some of these advantages more closely. Section 74 covers achievement awards for safety and longevity. It remains one of my favorites. Tip O'Neill, in his great wisdom when he was Speaker of the House, took out the ability to receive awards for outstanding and meritorious service. He took out the ability to receive awards for outstanding and meritorious service. I wonder if he's being sarcastic in his great wisdom. The achievement awards are now for safety and longevity. So if you don't electrocute yourself when you turn on the computer, or you've been there from the beginning, you can receive up to $1,600 a year in awards. The smart way to take this award is through gifts. I'm sure nobody would mind having a $1,600 watch or a $1,600 home entertainment center. That way there's no FICA. All of the expenses deductible to the corporation. So saying just kind of like buy your employee something. Buy someone on your board of directors something. You know, buy one of your officers something. And it's tax deductible. Which just seems like another good thing to do, you know. And Section 79 covers group term life insurance. Covers group term life insurance. You can receive up to $50,000 in coverage, and the premiums are not included in your gross income. The premium is totally deductible, and it's tax-free to you. Section 105 covers health insurance. If you already have a health insurance program, the corporation can reimburse you with no limit. It's not included in your income, and it's totally deductible to the corporation. Doesn't it kind of sound like you're an employee taking advantage of what the owners offer? Section 106 deals with insured medical plans, except as otherwise provided in this section. The corporation can have a medical plan and can pay up to 100% of the medical plan for you, and this benefit is not included in your income, and it's deductible to the corporation, so you're not going to get taxed on it. Section 199 can be for those of you who operate a home-based business. If you qualify under this section, okay, Section 199, did they mention that? They didn't say that. So Section 199 can be for those of you who operate a home-based business. If you qualify under this section, and if your home is your business or corporate headquarters, meals and lodging may be a requirement of your employer to stay there on the premises. These can be deductible to the corporation, not included as a part of your income. It's like having, maybe if you had a corporation, I could hire my girlfriend or a female to be the secretary at my home where I live is like where she works, you know. Section 120 covers a group legal plan. Section 125, Cafeteria Plan includes a variety of employee benefits. This could include Section 105, health insurance, where you receive unlimited reimbursement for health insurance premiums, or you could use Section 106 and have a health care plan paid by the company, or take advantage of Section 127, educational system. You can allot up to $5,250 per employee for continuing education and seminars, which will not be included in the employee's income. Seminars relating to your business can be considered continuing education. You can be reimbursed for those expenses under the education category. You can be reimbursed under Section 162 or 212, which covers seminars. There are several different ways to take advantage of these tax-free benefits. That's a cafeteria plan, so it's like the educational part plus the medical, the 105, which is getting reimbursed. If you already have health insurance, the company could reimburse you for what you pay. Or 106 deals with the insured medical plans except as otherwise provided. The corporation can have a medical plan. So just like a regular company, corporation can also have its own medical plan, or if you have your own, the company reimburses you without being taxed. Okay, so now we're back at Section 25. The cafeteria plan is a mixture of the medical plan with some sort of educational assistance. You can allot up to $5,250 per employee for continuing education and seminars, which is probably annually, right? Which will not be included in the employee's income. Also, you could the employee could spend on their education and seminars. So yeah, so you can be reimbursed for those expenses under the education category. You can be reimbursed for those expenses under the education category, or you can be reimbursed under Section 162. Yeah, because with the educational seminars, sometimes you have to travel to go to them, so that could be included in like you being able to travel but not get taxed for it. There are several different ways to take advantage of these tax-free benefits. So now we're on Section 243, dividends. I like this one. Section 243, dividends, is the one savings that is a real key for me concerning dividends. Section 243 is the one savings that is a real key for me concerning dividends. If your corporation owns stock in other corporations or stocks, bonds, or mutual funds, and it receives dividends, money from those investments, it receives a return. It could be as much as 100%, but let's say at least 80% forgiveness on capital gains on those dividends received by the corporation. For instance, if you receive 1,000 in dividends, 800 of it disappears as revenue, as though it didn't exist. So you only get taxed, only take 200. So if I make $1 million, they're gonna take 200,000 instead of taking half of it. I keep 800 from my corporation owning stocks and other things, owning stock in other corporations. If your corporation owns stock in other corporations or stocks, so it's weird. It says if your corporation owns stock in other corporations or stocks, bonds, or mutual funds, and it receives dividends from those investments, it could be as much as 100%. So I like that for sure. That's Internal Revenue Code number 243, dividends. The other thing that's really great about the corporation that it has so many different retirement plans available. You as an individual cannot take advantage of these. You can put much more money away in your retirement program through the corporation. There are qualified plans and unqualified plans depending on where you are and what you're trying to do. The list of what you can save with the corporation is virtually endless. The list of what you can save with the corporation is virtually endless, but the key is doing it right. It's not about operating in the gray area. You know, there are some people that try to scam everything. Don't be one of them. Some people can get very creative about figuring, well, we'll try it this year to see if we can get away with it. But when the government and the IRS want to help you save on taxes, why not do it in the white area of the law so that you can take full advantage of legitimate tax savings and be able to work and be able to sleep at night? He's asking you. Money, put yours to work. Use the Your Monies column from the Golden Tax Secrets chart beginning on page 31 and on the chart below to record your legal tax deductions. This will help you see the savings incorporating would make on your current tax return. This would help see the savings incorporating would make on your current tax return. Federal corporate tax is 15% on year-ending earnings of $50,000 or less. So federal corporate tax is 15% on year-end earnings of $50,000 or less. So that's my question. So should we try to keep our corporation under $50,000 making, and then just have a bunch of corporations? Like, incredible corporate benefits. So he's telling us, okay, so let me see. Use the Your Money, starting on 31. Okay, so it says use the Your Money. Use the Your Money column from the Golden Tax Secrets chart beginning on 31 and on the chart below to record your legal tax deductions. It's all blank. All the Your Money is blank right here. So your income is $50,000. You're an individual, so right here. So I'm trying to calculate this because he has individual and somebody who owns a corporation. So I'm gonna calculate all that out. Oh shit, sorry. I don't think we're that far. I have about 3 pages. So you have to go a little slower right here because it's like a study book. Incredible corporate benefits. Individual sample. Your income is $50,000. Yeah, your money. Individual tax at 28%. So 50,000 times 28%, you lose 14,000. So you're left with 36 spendable base. Your expenditures are 35,000, so your remainder is 1,000. Corporation tax at 15%. So 15,000 times 15. Okay, corporation tax. Okay, I'm getting it. So right here, look. So an individual has 50,000 and a corporation has 50,000. So corporation, individual. The individual gets taxed right away on his income at 28%. A corporation doesn't. So now they're at spendable base. Since the individual got taxed already, he's left with 36,000. Corporation still has 50. They have the same expenditures. They both spend the same amount of money, 35,000. But you minus 35,000 from 36,000, you're only left with 1,000 more. But if you have a corporation, you spend 35,000, you're left with 15,000. So the individual has 1,000, the corporation has 15,000. At this point, the corporation has to get taxed now. So we spend before we get taxed. So the corporation tax is at 15%. So what's 15% of 15,000? It's that tax 15%. If you're getting taxed at 50% of 15,000, you're only getting taxed 2,250. So take what's 15,000 minus 2,250. That means you have a savings of 12,750 when the individual only has 1,000 left. And then he also broke it down to taxes per day. Per day, the corporation only gets taxed $6.16 per day. But the taxes per day for the individual was $38.36. So the reason why so what you're left with, right, is 1,000 savings per month, because he's going off a 10% rate for the savings. You're supposed to save 10%, right? So savings, he has $1,000 in his savings, or pretty much remainder. He has 1,000, but that would only be 10. 10% of because he's going off like $100 basis for his taxes per day, savings per day. Or is that a 12? That's not a 12-month basis though. Maybe he made a mistake, but because right here on the individual side, see this? His saving was 1,000. But see, if you add this up, it's only $100, right? $83.38.36. 83.33. That's only $100. But $100. So he's saying, because his savings per month, taxes per day. I don't know how he did that taxes per day thing. I'm not sure how he calculated that, but so savings per month, well, that's annual income, 50,000 annual income. 50,000 annual income. That's out of 12 months though. Either way, it just seems like a lot. Like he's saving a lot. And this would obviously have to be, you had to keep a record of everything you spend. But that all comes easy once you learn how to allow it to become like an act, something that you do. It becomes second nature, you know? When you start making some money and earning. But I told you right here where it's like, you're already taxed on your income right away. You're already taxed. It's already being taken out. So it's like so we're not being taxed right away. So we're still with that 50,000. We still have our 50,000. But it's already getting taxed from your paycheck. So they're already taking it from you. So really, you didn't even. You may say you made 50,000. I made 50,000. 100% of it. They took 28% of yours, so you were only left with 36,000 right away. At the same time they're taking from you, they're not even giving you no tax breaks. So it's like what's this? You lose and you win. So you have to decide. Spendable base, 36. I have my whole 50 because they aren't taking my shit. Because they take it after I spend. But see, that's why you don't have no money, because as soon as you get it, you're spending it already. You only have 1,000 left. By the time you have 1,000 left, I spent the same as you, but I have more. Why? Because they don't tax me. I save a lot more in taxes. My taxes, they took 14,000 from me. My taxes on my corporation, they only took $2,250. Means I saved $12,000. I saved nearly $13,000, and you only had 1,000. Taxes per day, you were getting taxed $38.36 a day. I save $1,000 a month. You save 100. I save more than 1,000 a month. You save less than 100. Wow. All right, here's a little quote on the side. The home has been dubbed the new American workplace, and that's probably not far from the truth. If the industry's unprecedented growth continues and experts predict it will, the majority of Americans will work at home in the 21st century. Or was it that called home-based business a fad in the 1980s anyway? None other than Megatrends guru John Naisbitt. He now works at home. Stephanie Barlow, senior writer, Entrepreneur Magazine. Your home-based business. Okay, I like this. Your home-based business. In many scenarios, there are tremendous tax advantage. In many scenarios, there are tremendous tax advantages in incorporating your home-based business. In the past, the IRS did its best to disallow deductions claimed by home-based business. However, Congress got fed up with the IRS's viewpoint and enacted 932A of the Taxpayer Relief Act of 1997. Congress got fed up with the IRS's viewpoint and enacted Section 932A of the Taxpayer Relief Act of 1997, which dramatically expanded the definition of a home office. In the past, the IRS would have considered your place of work where the work was performed and where you actually got paid. However, wow, this is a big key. In the past, the IRS would have considered your place of work where the work was performed and where you actually got paid. So now they can't. So what do you mean? So I could go make money somewhere and say I get it from home? However, under the expanded definition, the IRS is now required by law to recognize your home-based business if there is no other fixed location where the business owner conducts the management or administrative functions of the business. So as long as he's not a manager or like a owner or maybe a president, the IRS is now required by law to recognize your home-based business if there is no other fixed location. Like it's not somewhere you just are working every day. Fixed location where the business owner conducts the management or administrative functions of the business. Okay, so look, check. Don't get lost right here. The IRS is now required by law to recognize your home-based business if there is no other fixed location where the business owner of that home-based business is not somewhere else working and conducts the management or administrative functions of the business, of someone else's business. A good example would be a plumber operating out of his home. If Mr. Plumber gets a call from a guy with a stopped sink, Mr. Plumber obviously can't tell the guy to bring his sink over to his place. He has to go out to perform the work and get paid. Under the old rules, this would not be considered a home-based operation. However, under the new rules, so as long as there was no other location where Mr. Plumber conducted the management of his business, this would be considered a home-based business. Yeah, where you do all your paperwork and what was it? The minute book, the asset minute book, or was it the financial minute book? What was it called? This rule applies whether you are operating as a sole proprietor. This rule applies whether you are operating as a sole proprietor or as a corporation. However, let's consider a moment the impact of operating your home-based business as a sole proprietor. However, let's consider a moment the impact of operating your home-based business as a sole proprietor as opposed to a corporation. Unfortunately, there is a great deal of incomplete information being solicited and advocating the home-based business to be run as a sole proprietorship. I ask you, why pay a 15.3% self-employment tax if you don't have to? Well, friend, if you operated your home-based business under the title of corporation, you not only avoid this self-employment tax, but you will enjoy a far superior range of deductions and benefits which are paid for with pre-tax dollars. This makes me think about my stepdad, like growing up, he's had a great tax. He's always talked good about his tax lady, you know. He's always stuck with the same. He's never jumped around too many or like done it online. You know, he actually pays. He pays. So I wonder if he has a corporation or he has a sole proprietorship, because he only told me. I've heard of sole proprietorship, you know. My car's on, but I also never heard him talk about corporation. Like Rich Dad Poor Dad, how like his dad his dad at home was like a worker, educated man, you know, didn't ever talk about money and stuff like that. Not to say my stepdad, he's like really not like that at all, but he's kind of similar, not talking about money, whereas opposed to the rich dad talked about money. Like my biological father, he would tell me like his business moves and ideas and stuff, but that was enough to spark my interest, you know. And my stepdad too, he's talked about money and like having to try to acquire it, like him saying that it took him a while for him to acquire certain positions in life, and that he would like us to try to find that sooner, you know. But you know, he's not like the educated anti, you know, money's the devil for not. I don't think he's like that at all. Maybe I just think he lacks information. As you should recall from the previous pages, corporations earn, deduct, and are taxed only on what is left. However, if your home-based business is run as a sole proprietorship, your federal tax is determined before the self-employment tax and without a self-employment tax credit. Your federal tax is determined before the self-employment tax. Your federal tax is determined before the self-employment tax. So you're getting taxed double and without a self-employment tax credit. So then they don't recognize that you pay self-employment tax, so they don't even give you credit for that. Not only are the self-employed faced with this 15.3% tax after federal tax, yeah, so because the self-employment tax is 15.3%, but just like I said, because we got to read this slowly and understand it, not only are the self-employed faced with this 15.3% tax after the federal tax, this tax is calculated at the bottom of the Schedule C before personal deductions. So they just take it anyway. You can let the facts determine your most profitable and safe alternative. Believe me, by using a corporation to represent your home-based business, you demonstrate to the IRS and the world that you are a legitimate business. The most common misconception when considering a corporation for a home-based business is not making enough income to justify setting one up. Not making enough home-based business income is a valid concern, especially operating as a sole proprietor, as the IRS will consider the hobby rule. So yeah, so this is what he's saying. The most common misconception when considering a corporation for a home-based business is not making enough income to justify setting one up. That's kind of true, right? But some people, but he's also saying not making enough home-based business income is a valid concern, especially operating as a sole proprietor. But many people still do operate as sole proprietors, you know, and that concern of earning is still a concern. It's still a concern. Like, but as a corporation, there's other ways of, it's not just, oh, you can't pay your bills, we're taking your home. It's like, well, I had money in the corporation, so I can't get sued. You know, I might lose my home, but, you know, there's other opportunities, you feel me? But yeah, people still create one even as a sole proprietor. So if you're able to if you've been lasting this long as a sole proprietor, to start a corporation and just be a little more enthusiastic when it comes to deductions and keeping track of what you're spending, to be able to make more, a little more effort, just a little more change of way of living. It's I don't see the non-benefit from it, especially if you've already been capable of holding down a life and even having a liability like a home. That's more of a taking money from you as opposed to it being a home-based business, you know? Not making enough home-based business income is a valid concern, especially operating as a sole proprietor, as the IRS will consider the hobby rule. However, if you are either just starting out with a home-based business or have been at it for some time and are making a small but reasonable income, you can certainly justify incorporating by where you are about to. You can certainly justify incorporating. You can justify yourself incorporating by what you are about to learn. If you are making a small home-based income, if you are making a small home-based business income, say $1,000 a year or about $83 per month, you can incorporate and take the S corporation election to create windfall losses that can be applied toward your W-2 income. That's right, against your W-2 income. Certainly, your home-based business will incur $10,000 to $15,000 or beyond in startup and operating expenses. With the S corporation, you can apply these losses against your family's W-2 income. See, this is shit you could take to one of your fucking tax ladies and say, I want everything you're saying to do, I want to do it. If you're making a small home-based business income, so this is somebody like, I know a girl who sells like juices and shit. She sells juices. If you are making a small home-based business income, say she might be making $1,000 a year. She has a corporation. That's her money. She don't get taxed. She only gets taxed on whatever's left. That's crazy, huh? If you are making a small home-based business income, say $1,000 a year, that's a year, $82 per month. You can incorporate and take the S corporation election. So apply for the S corporation election to create windfall losses. You can incorporate and take the S corporation election. Why would you want to create windfall losses? To create windfall losses that can be applied toward your W-2 income. That's right, against your W-2 income. Certainly your home-based business will incur $10,000 to $15,000 or beyond in startup and operating expenses. With the S corporation, you can apply these losses against your family's W-2 income. Imagine knowing today that you're going to have a $15,000 deduction at year end. Wouldn't you want to charge tomorrow morning and change your W-2? Wouldn't you want to, wait. Imagine knowing that today you're going to have a $15,000 deduction at year end. Wouldn't you want to charge to work tomorrow morning and change your W-4 to provide more weekly income to you now? Why not give yourself an instant raise of $100, $200 or more per week? Once your home-based business corporation begins to make a profit, we will logically change the S election back to a C in order to take advantage of the full scope of deductions and benefits that C corporations offer. Now, if your home-based business were profitable, it would most likely be more beneficial to incorporate and stay as a C corporation, unless, of course, your W-2 income far exceeds this home-based business income, like W-2s when you work for somebody. In such a case, you should seek a credible advisor and strategist. Now, okay, so once your home-based business corporation begins to make a profit, once whatever money you're making at home in your corporation, we will logically change the S. Now, if your home-based business were profitable, it will most likely be more beneficial to incorporate and stay as a C corporation. Unless, of course, unless you're working for somebody and they paid you far more than what you make from your home-based business. In such a case, you should seek a credible advisor and strategist. The questions you have to ask yourself: are you creating a red flag by operating your home-based business? The question you have to ask yourself: are you creating a red flag by operating your home-based business or other operations the way you are? Or are you going to create a vehicle that allows you to prosper while letting the government, the IRS, help you do it? So yeah, are you going to have a home-based business as a sole proprietor? Like, I don't see why you would. The questions you have to ask yourself: are you creating a red flag by operating your home-based business, especially if you're already an earner? If you have that in you and you have a small business and you're already earning, there's no sense in not going with this. The questions you have to ask yourself are you creating a red flag by operating your home-based business or other operations the way you are? Or are you going to create a vehicle that allows you to prosper while letting the government, the IRS, help you do it? Perhaps you don't have a home-based business. Well, my friend, if you suffer from losing too much of your income to taxes and don't have a home-based business, the time to look into one is now. Perhaps if you don't have a home-based business, well, my friend, if you suffer from losing too much of your income to taxes and you don't have a home-based business, the time to look into one is now. Now let's apply what we have learned so far and look at some real case studies. All right, case study 3, George and Lori, bottom line comparisons. George and Lori were an enthusiastic young couple dedicated to growing a trucking business. Although George had only owned one truck at that time, he had visions of owning several, making a substantial presence in the local earth-moving industry. Sounds like he was already too egotistic and doing it to try to show off. He had visions of owning several and making a substantial presence in the local earth-moving industry. George was on the road all day, and Lori worked as a part-time bookkeeper for the business while being a dedicated mother to their children. Okay, so she's like part of the employee. They owned their own home and paid $6,000 per year in mortgage interest, $2,000 per year in real estate taxes. They owned their home and paid $6,000 per year in mortgage interest because they're like, yeah, we fronted you the money, so we're gonna throw some interest on, on top of that. That's a lot. They owned their home and paid $6,000 per year in mortgage interest, $2,000 per year in real estate taxes. The couple contributed $5,000 to the church. The medical insurance required an annual $2,600 per year, and the oldest child received braces that cost $3,500. In today's fast-paced economy, this family of 4 can benefit greatly with a few extra $1,000 a year. By incorporating your business, the bottom line can offer some startling results. See comparison chart on 38. Okay. With $100,000 as net income after normal business expenses, reported on their Schedule C, they were first attacked by a 15.3% self-employment tax of $11,139 and a personal income tax of $15,516 for a total of $26,655 in taxes. So they were first attacked by a 15.3% self-employment tax, sole proprietor. Or self-employment tax and personal income tax. Is that the federal income tax? George and Lori were justified in their anger and dismay of having such a large tax burden. They agreed they needed to change the way they were handling their financial affairs and began asking questions of everyone they knew. They were determined to find a legal solution. A friend recognized their quest and suggested that they read Rich Dad Poor Dad, a #1 bestseller by Robert Kiyosaki. They did, and they haven't been the same since. Robert Kiyosaki's book suggested contacting Sage International Inc. for business structure and tax slashing strategies. Contacting Sage International Inc. and requesting information led them to activate a client questionnaire. The comparison chart on page 38 The comparison chart on page 38 is a result of that questionnaire. In contrast, using a C corporation as opposed to operating as the above sole proprietorship. The C corporation was showing taxable income of $9,057. If you look closely, you will notice that the dividend income took advantage of the 70% forgiveness on the $7,000 gain. So that's 20%, right? The C corporation was showing taxable income of $9,057. If you look closely, you will notice that the dividend income, what the corporation made off of other, trusts and bonds and stocks of other corporations or just other bonds and stocks, it took advantage of the 70% forgiveness on the $7,000 gain. Also, George and the 2 children were receiving salaries, which were subject to payroll taxes. Note the $7,200 a year home office rent. Note the $7,200 a year home office rent which was calculated at $2 per square foot. Lori set up a lease agreement between herself and the corporation. Although the sum became personal income, it was passive income, not subject to FICA and FUTA, and also could be offset by home deductions. Church contributions were paid through the corporation, and a maximum 25% of the salary was contributed to a pension plan. There is a children's education plan, medical reimbursement, and medical insurance all being provided with pre-tax dollars. This illustration resulted in personal income taxes of $4,474, payroll taxes of $8,185, and corporate income taxes of $1,358 for a total of $14,017, and tax savings of $12,471. After receiving these results by fax, George and Lori were elated and enthusiastically expressed their thanks during the phone consultation a few months later. They faxed in their incorporation order documents, which were processed and filed within a few short days. This couple soon had their corporate minute book and a host of ongoing support material that ensured operations. Corporate minute book. There you go, corporate minute book. Corporate minute book and a host of ongoing support material that ensured operations and corporate formalities began smoothly. Although on an average this is a conservative example of an aggressive strategy, this couple does, however, offer a great illustration and a prime success story of using a C corporation to turn their financial affairs around. Through Sage's unlimited ongoing support and educational programs, this enthusiastic couple decided to grow in financial intelligence and wisely invested their savings. 2 years later, they were able to realize several new profit centers that opened up to them as a result, and the rest is profit-building history. The following comparison is based on the difference between doing business as a sole proprietor versus a corporation. Knowledge equal money. Okay, individual, Schedule C, corporation. Income, $100,000. Office in the home. Okay, so an individual, they have an office in the home. For some reason, that was minus $800. So now you got $99,200. And right here, income for a corporation is $100,000. But I get a dividend income of $7,000. But I get taxed. I could keep 70% of it, which is $2,100. So now I made money. I have 102,000 and 100 bucks. But I gotta pay wages, so that's 45,000. Yeah, so dividend income for the individual, they also get that dividend income, but they don't get taxed on it. This is less, half self-employment tax. Okay, never mind. They do get taxed on that dividend income. So they have the half self-employment tax. So damn, they take $5,943 from you. And then you got the 60% insurance premium, that's negative $810. Then you got the IRA contribution, that's negative $2,000. So pretty much you lost money. And then itemized deductions, interest and taxes, $8,000 minus $800, $7,200. Medical expenses, $0. Contributions, $5,000. So that's negative $1,200. $85,000 left. Exemptions, 2,900 times 4 is negative $11,600. Taxable income, $73,647. Income tax, self-employment tax. Total tax due, $2,600. Okay, now on the corporation side, you have your income, You have that dividend. Then you have wages, but you're not getting taxed on it. You have to pay people, your children, payroll taxes, rent for office use, $600 a month, $7,000, contributions, pension plan, 25%, education, reimbursement, medical costs. So taxable income is $9,057. Income tax, total tax savings. Special rules may apply. Speak to your advisor regarding attribution rules. Attribution rules. Compare the tax savings as an individual and as a corporation. Which way would you rather do business, as an individual or as a corporation? The rich take advantage of corporations. Is this how the rich get rich? Think about it. You too can grow rich by using the corporate advantage. Incorporate, invest your tax savings, and grow rich. If corporate year-end earnings are over $50,000, consult with your accountant to see if forming an additional corporation is necessary to reduce earnings in each company. So you could it's just building you keep it under 50,000 probably, right? If corporate year-ending earnings are over 50,000, talk to your accountant to see if forming an additional corporation is necessary to reduce earnings in each company. Isn't that exciting? So when I say ink and grow rich, do it. Incorporate your business, take some of the tax savings and apply them to investments and retirement program. You can become rich and have much more money in your pockets right now. When asked to name the 7 wonders of the world, Baron D. Rothschild once said, "I cannot, but I know that the 8th wonder of the world is compound interest." Refer to Section 7 to discover how that 8th wonder of the world can work for you. Conclusion: use the corporate tax codes to your advantage for building wealth. If you don't have a home-based business, start one. Let corporate tax professionals help you strategize for maximum results. Corporate tax professionals. Why does a slight tax increase cost you $200? Why does a slight tax increase cost you $200 and a substantial tax cut save you 30 cents? Why does a slight tax increase? Because you're making a lot more money. It's a slight tax increase because you have a lot more money. 200 ain't nothing. But a substantial tax cut save you 30 cents because you ain't got no money. Peg Bracken. That was the end of Section 2, Chapter 2. Took a while, huh? Over an hour. Peace, y'all.